Spain is one of the most popular countries for teaching English abroad because of its amazing food, unique culture, and rich history. In this video, you'll learn about all the best programs to teach in Spain as a language assistant, plus the program basics and eligibility requirements. Vámonos, let's go! The Auxiliares de Conversacion Program is the most popular way to teach in Spain as a language assistant, and this program is sponsored by the Spanish government. For each program and company, I'll leave a link in the description box down below, and do be aware that they're constantly changing the different requirements for these programs, so please check out my blog post for the most up-to-date information. The Auxiliares de Conversacion Program has placements in all Spanish regions, and you'll be working in public schools. The program runs from October until the end of May in most regions, and you'll be working between 12 and 16 teaching hours per week. So that doesn't mean hours that you're in the school, it means hours that you're actually in class. You do have a 4-day work week, which is quite nice, and you are more of an assistant. When I did this program, sometimes I would take small groups of kids to practice for tests or just practice vocabulary, and other times I was at the front of the class teaching a grammar lesson. It really just depended on the age and the teacher that I was working with. And this program you can actually do for more than 1 year. You'll receive a stipend of between 700 and 1,000 euros per month plus health coverage, and your pay depends on how many hours you're working and in which region you're working. There's no enrollment fee, but you must cover the cost of flights and your visa. The application opens at the end of January, but there are some parts of the application that you can do earlier, and I highly recommend this because this works on a first come, first served basis. In order to participate in this program, you must be a native English speaker from select countries with a passport. So here's a list of some of the eligible countries. For the education requirements for the Auxiliares de Conversacion program, you'll need a bachelor's or associate's degree in any subject, or at least be a junior in a bachelor's degree program or in the last year of community college. You must be between 18 and 59 years old, have basic Spanish so you can fill out the paperwork, and be able to pass a medical check. This program is best for people with no, little, or some experience teaching because unlike some of the other programs that we'll look at later on, this one doesn't really require you to have any previous experience. So if you're interested in teaching abroad but you're not really sure if you're going to like it, this is a great first program to try. The previous information is relevant for the North American version of this program, but if you're from a different country like India or Singapore or Australia, your timelines and eligibility requirements are going to be a bit different. And unfortunately, this can change from year to year. So for example, Indians are now required to have a C1 Advanced English Level certificate in order to apply to this program. If you're from a country that isn't Canada or the United States, then I will have more information for you in my blog post, which is linked down below. To learn more about the Auxiliares de Conversacion program application and timeline, you can check out this video, and if you'd like to learn about my own personal experience with the program, you can watch this video. Before we get to the next program, I just wanted to say hi, I'm Jamie from ESL Teacher 365. I taught in Spain for 5 years and I love helping people do the same. If you need any extra help getting your Teach Abroad adventure started, then please fill out my survey, which is linked down below. The BEDA program places language assistants in Catholic schools, mostly in the Madrid region, but with some placements available in other parts of Spain as well. They accept native English speakers as well as non-native speakers with a native-like accent. In the BEDA program, you'll be placed in a school in the community of Madrid, or there are some options for other regions as well, but these are going to be in Catholic schools. The program runs from mid-September to mid-June, and you'll be working between 18 and 24 teaching hours per week, which is assigned randomly. You are more of an actual teacher than an assistant in this program, so don't expect to just be sitting around and being on the sidelines. You're probably going to be up front in the center. You can do this program for up to 4 years, and you can work in your same school for up to 2 years. You'll receive between 900 and 1,200 euros per month, depending on how many hours you're teaching, plus medical coverage. There is a 185 euro enrollment fee, and just like all of these programs, as you'll see, you must cover the cost of your flights and your visa. The application opens at the beginning of December, and if your application is successful, you'll be asked to do a Skype interview sometime between December and April. The BEDA program prefers native English speakers, but non-native speakers with a native-like accent can also apply. You must have a bachelor's degree in any subject, and previous teaching experience is preferred. You aren't required to be a certified teacher, but if you've done something like tutoring or mentoring or coaching, that is going to be helpful. This is a very competitive program, so just keep that in mind. You need to be between 18 and 59 years old, and basic Spanish is useful but not required. This program is best for people with previous teaching experience because you are in charge of the class, and it's also a good option for non-native speakers who have a high level of English. Similar to BEDA, English language assistants in the UCETAM program are more like an actual teacher than an assistant. If you're in this program, you will be placed in charter schools in the community of Madrid. I did the UCETAM program for 2 years, one of which was in conjunction with the Instituto Franklin's Teach and Learn Master's program. So if you're curious to find out more about how it works to study for your master's and work as a language assistant at the same time, then you can check out this video. In the UCETAM program, you'll be working in bilingual charter schools in the community of Madrid. Do be aware that most placements are in preschools and not located directly in the city. For example, my school was about an hour's commute. I had to take a bus and then several metros just to get to my school. The program runs from the end of September to the middle of June, and you'll be working between 18 and 26 teaching hours per week, and this includes 1 hour of prep per week. Just like the BEDA program, if you're in UCETAM, you are more of an actual teacher than an assistant. For example, I did all of my own lesson planning. I often created PowerPoints for the science lessons, and I created a lot of different games to help review grammar points for the English classes. I wasn't in charge of giving out grades or giving out tests or major behavior management, but everything else was my job. This is another program that you can do for more than 1 year. You'll receive between 900 and 1,300 euros per month, depending on how many hours you're working per week, and medical coverage. There's a 150 euro deposit that's required, and you're responsible for covering the costs of your flights and your visa. The application opens at the end of January, with information available in December. To teach with UCETAM, you need to be a native speaker with a passport. On their website, there isn't any information about specific countries, so if you're curious about your country and if it's eligible, I recommend just sending them an email. For the education requirement, you must have a bachelor's degree in any subject and have some previous experience working with kids, so whether it's mentoring, coaching, tutoring, whatever it is, as long as you have some previous experience. A basic level of Spanish is also recommended. This program is best for people who do have that previous experience working with kids and are comfortable in the classroom and with lesson planning. Because again, you're kind of on your own. The teachers are going to collaborate with you a little bit, but a lot of them just kind of hand you the book and say, I don't know, review the vocabulary, work with the kids. So that's what you can expect. Another one of the best programs to teach English in Spain is Meddeas. They offer placements throughout Spain in private and charter schools. In the Meddeas Language Assistant Program, you'll teach in private and charter schools throughout Spain. There are full or half academic year options. You'll be teaching between 20 and 25 hours per week, and there are 3 different options for people with or without previous teaching experience. You'll get a free TEFL as part of the program, and you can live with a host family or independently. It's up to you. The amount of money that you receive depends on the region in which you're teaching, if you choose to live with a host family or not, and the number of hours that you're going to be working. I'll put more information on this pay scale in my blog post, which is linked down below. You will also get medical coverage. There's an 850 euro deposit, and just like all the other programs, you must cover the costs of your flights and visa. It's recommended to apply between February and March to teach in September and October, and if you pass the application, you'll be asked to do a Skype interview. You need to be a native English speaker with a passport, but there are not any specific countries that are listed on the website. The education requirement is a bit different from the other programs because your bachelor's degree needs to be from within the past 4 years, or you can be a university student on a gap year. No Spanish knowledge is required. The Meddeas program is best for recent graduates or students on a gap year with no, little, or some teaching experience. So remember that there are 3 different levels of experience, so if you don't have any teaching experience, there is an option for you, and if you are a bit more experienced, there's an option for you as well. If it's your first time teaching English abroad in Spain, you may feel a bit nervous about doing all the visa paperwork, finding housing abroad, setting up your Spanish bank account, and more. There are agencies that do give you a little bit of extra support through the application process as well as once you're in the country, but for a fee. So let's take a look at some of these options. CIEE places language assistance in the Auxiliares de Conversacion Program, but only in the community of Madrid, and they provide some additional perks for a fee. There are both positive and negative reviews associated with this program. If you choose to go through CIEE Spain, you are guaranteed a placement in the community of Madrid, but not necessarily the city, and you'll be going through the Auxiliares de Conversacion Program. The program runs from October until the end of June, and because you're teaching in the Madrid region, you'll get 16 teaching hours per week and a 4-day work week. Once again, you are a language assistant, so you're going to be helping a local teacher in their classroom, and you may be teaching subjects other than English. So for example, I taught art and some science classes as well. Also be aware that you may be placed in more than one school. You'll receive 1,000 euros per month and medical coverage. But what makes this different from the Auxiliares de Conversacion program is that CIEE says that they give you extra support through the application process. You get that guaranteed placement in Madrid, all of that, but you've got to pay some fees. So there's a $50 application fee and then a $2,200 fee paid in 2 installments. Unless you have an upper intermediate level of Spanish and a TEFL certificate, then the fee goes down to $1,400. And there are some deposits required for both of these. Again, you still have to pay for your flights and your visa, so these costs do add up rather quickly. So you might be asking, well, why would I do this if I can just apply to Auxiliares de Conversacion by myself? Well, that's true. You can do that, but this does have that guaranteed placement in the Madrid region, and you do have some extra support. Some people have said that they really like it. Some people have said that it was not worth it and they wish they had done it by themselves. So I recommend talking to some alumni, see if you can talk to them and make a decision for yourself. So the deadline to teach in the fall is March 1st. You must have citizenship from the US, Canada, Australia, Ireland, or New Zealand to participate in this program through this company. So you'll see that there are less countries available than the actual program. You'll need a bachelor's degree in any subject, and it does say on the website that you must be vaccinated to participate in this program. And you should be between 18 and 59 years old. So this program is going to be best for people who have never taught or lived abroad and they don't mind paying that large fee for some support. But that's what it is. It's some support. They're not going to do everything for you. So yes, they'll give you documents that you need, but it's still in your hands. Just think carefully if paying that large of a fee is a good option for you or not. Just like CIEE, ConversaSpain places language assistance in the Auxiliares de Conversacion program and provides additional support for a fee. The difference is that they have placements both in the community of Madrid as well as Murcia. This company places teachers in the rural areas of Madrid or throughout Murcia in the Auxiliares de Conversacion program. The program runs from October until the end of May if you're in Murcia, and until the end of June if you're in Madrid. If you're teaching in Madrid, you get 1 more teaching hour per week. Your pay is also different as well. In Madrid, you'll make 1,000 euros per month, and in Murcia, you'll make 875 euros per month. And both of these do include medical coverage as well. For the fees, there is a bit of a difference because it really depends on your location, if you'd like the TEFL certificate included, and if you'd like the immersion week. So for the immersion week, that's kind of to help you get settled, and the TEFL certificate is another kind of bonus that they like to have as well. But as you can see, there are big differences between the fees. There is an option for a $100 early bird discount, and you must cover the costs of your flights and your visa. It's recommended to apply in the fall or winter for the following fall. Once again, you must be a native English speaker, and there are a few different options for native speakers or near native speakers with a C2 English certificate. You need to hold a 3-year or more degree in any subject, and previous teaching experience is valuable. This is a program for people between 18 and 59 years old, and being familiar with Spanish is considered a plus. So who should apply for this program? Once again, this is a good one for people who have never taught or lived abroad, and they don't mind paying a fee for some support. RVF International is yet another agency that offers teachers to be placed in the Auxiliares de Conversacion Program. The difference is that they claim to offer one-on-one support. They actually have pretty positive reviews, and you can be placed all over Spain. You're not limited to regions like in CIEE or ConversaSpain. RVF International places teachers all over Spain through the Auxiliares de Conversacion Program. The program runs from October until the end of May or June, depending on your placement, and you'll also be teaching between 12 and 16 hours per week, depending on your placement location. But either way, you'll be teaching 4 days per week. You'll be assisting a local teacher in the classroom. You may teach subjects other than English, and it is possible that you'll be teaching in more than one school. You'll receive between 700 and 1,000 euros per month, depending on where you're teaching and medical coverage. As far as the fees go, you have the Spain Placement Program and the Spain Support Program. They do have slightly different fees. Both of these are going to be broken down into 2 payments, and there will be a $700 deposit. I recommend going to the website to see the difference between these 2 different programs. You also must cover the costs of your flights and your visa. Applications are accepted year-round, but you'll want to apply in the fall or winter for the following fall as a guideline. For this program, you'll need a passport from the US, Canada, Australia, or New Zealand. You need a bachelor's or associate's degree in any subject, and no teaching experience is required. This is once again a great option for people who have never taught or lived abroad, and they don't mind paying that fee for the extra support. But this program does have pretty good reviews. People have been pretty happy with it. It hasn't been around too long, but this is one to kind of keep on your radar if you're from one of those countries and you're looking for extra support. UP International is an agency that matches language assistants with schools based on their interview process. There's a mix of positive and negative reviews for this company, and unfortunately there isn't very much information on their website. UP International is an agency that places teachers in schools and is not through the Auxiliares de Conversacion Program. The only information that I could find is that you will be there during the academic school year, and it's more or less a grant to teach kids from 4 to 17 for around 20 hours per week. You'll receive around 745 euros to 845 euros per month depending on your location, and I couldn't find any information about fees, but I'm guessing that they might take it out of your salary. Once again, you must cover the costs of your flights and your visa. For the application process, they say that you go through different interviews and you are matched with a school based on your personality and what the school is looking for in a language assistant. As far as eligibility requirements, it just mentions that you need to be a native English speaker who has graduated recently, so there wasn't any information about specific countries, and you do need a bachelor's degree in any subject. This is a program that's probably best to apply to as a backup because the pay is very low considering how many hours you're teaching, and the reviews are not very good, especially from teachers who were in Spain in 2020. They just felt that they really didn't have very much support. The Canterbury English Madrid Lifestyle Program isn't a language assistant program, but it is another way to teach English in Spain. In this program, you'll come on a student visa, you'll take Spanish classes, and then you'll teach English through Canterbury English for some of your hours and privately tutoring on your own to make up your income. The Canterbury English Madrid Lifestyle Program is located in Madrid, obviously, and takes place from September to June. You'll teach some hours through Canterbury English and then some hours on your own as a freelance teacher. And Canterbury English does have some connections and they'll give you some advice on how to find these private lessons. You'll be studying Spanish so you qualify for a student visa. And most of these language assistant programs are on student visas anyway, not on work visas, because they are a lot more difficult to get in Europe. You'll receive between 16 and 20 euros per hour with some minimum hours guaranteed by Canterbury English, and then you are expected to make up the rest of your income through your private classes. So there's not really a pay per month for this program. There's a 1,600 euro fee with a 300 euro deposit, and you have to cover the cost of your visa and your flights. Through this program, you have the option of having your visa sponsored for a second year for free. So that means that you can basically pay that fee once. For applications, they have a rolling admissions process, and there is a wait list at times. If you pass the application, you'll do a Skype interview. You must be a native English speaker or bilingual English speaker, and there weren't any specific countries listed on the website. You have to be at least 21 years old, and a bachelor's degree or equivalent in work experience is required. It was a bit unclear, but I assume you need a TEFL certificate for this program since you're teaching private lessons to companies or other schools. And this program is best for teachers who already have experience living abroad and are confident English teachers, because you have to find all this work, and they do help you with some of the documents and the visa process, but they said that basically it's kind of on you. If you make any mistakes, it's your problem, not theirs. This is a good option if you would like to live in Madrid, and it is newer, so hopefully more reviews of teachers who do this program will be coming out soon. I hope this video helps you learn about the best ways to teach English in Spain as a language assistant. Teaching in Spain is becoming more and more popular every single year, so make sure to double check all those deadlines and submit your applications early and on time. If you want to learn how to find jobs abroad and teach with a TEFL certificate, then get on the waitlist for my course coming soon in early 2022. You can find me on Instagram at ESLTeacher365, and don't forget to subscribe to learn all my Teach Abroad secrets. If you'd like to learn about language assistant programs in other countries, then check out this video next. Thanks for watching and happy teaching!